right, so this time I wanted to talk about the typing session with Endlesskurtis from Jack from World Socionics Society. Kind of got pumped up after some discussions with a few other people, and now I'm just fired up. So I said I'll go ahead and do this. I was contemplating doing this like minutes after the typing sessions, both the actual typing session and the follow up. But to be honest, I had a moment of Socionics crisis afterward. Thank you, Curtis. You gave me a moment of existential crisis because I started to wonder. I'm not sure what the fuck my type is. Um, in short, the only thing I really got from Curtis's typing session initially was that he probably needs medication. He needs medication now, not later, and get on it quick. And I started to wonder if I really needed to do a typing session or a psychiatric session. All right, so some background. I didn't really know much with Curtis prior to this. I had only seen a few videos that I never actually finished because I felt like he was just never fucking saying anything that meant anything. So I just was like, yeah, bye. Uh, I did check out the debate because I wanted to see what all the hype was about. So I tried watching the debate with him and Jack, and I clicked off after about 2 minutes because after seeing Curtis just go nuts, raging on at Jack in the first, like, I mean, he didn't even say hello. It was just like, yeah, here we're gonna have a debate with Jack from World Socionics Society, that he has been saying this and that and the other. And I'm watching this, like, you realize Jack is on this side of the screen, right? Like, you're having a conversation with Jack, but you're talking about him like he's not even there, like it's a third person. And then he was in and I don't know. He came across nuts, so I just said, click, I'm out. Uh, in hindsight, that probably just came across more like Curtis was very unfamiliar with the debate, so he didn't really know how to do it, and it looked like an amateur who was just kind of messing around with debating format. So anyway, on to the actual typing session itself. Okay, most of the typing session, once it got after Curtis did his apologies, you know, for being a jackass, and he kind of describes a little bit about how he wanted to win, he wanted to dominate the whole deal, and he even said that even if he couldn't necessarily win through logically arguing TI stuff, arguing the socionics things, that he would try to win it by just like dominating through like emotionality, by just talking over Jack and shouting down him and so on. Now, right off the bat, this is where all kinds of shit gets interesting. All right. He's describing wanting to win, like this is what you're trying to do, what you're after. You're obviously trying to dominate and shout people down. Here's where all kinds of shit fucking opens up for us right away. And it starts to look very beta right off the bat. He wants to dominate, he wants to win using a lot of FE, a lot of razzle dazzle, flash and show, and somehow this is gonna like win a debate. Showing a lot of FE usage, maybe shitty FE usage, because he should have realized that he's coming across like a fucking jackass and nobody is liking him right now. Um, but somehow he thought that was a good idea. He thought that was the go-to move somehow. Um, then he wants to dominate, he wants to win, he wants to use SE. But to me, good SE usage also means knowing how to pick your battles, knowing who you're going to fight. Okay. If you're a 135-pound boxer who's still an amateur and you're going to take on the 215-pound heavyweight professional fighter, how do you think that's going to go for you, bro? And to me, SC people usually have a pretty good understanding of that. They know kind of who's in the pecking order. They know that, hey, this is a line I don't want to cross because if I do that, my boss will fire me. I might get money deducted, whatever. I know how far to push it without really, suffering the consequences for that. That to me is a skillful understanding of SE. Picking a fight with arguably the single most guru of the English speaking socionics world about a debate about socionics, TI stuff, something that you're not good at. You're picking that fight? How do you think that's going to go, bro? You're looking like the 135-pound boxer in this, aren't you? It looked to me like shitty SE. You value the SE, but not very good. And then FE is your chosen tactic. So we've already established, sounds like a lot of beta shit, a lot of FE, a lot of SE going on. Okay, so we got a lot of that happening. Then I'm gonna let's share the screen here. So then here we are. Look at Jack. I'm nominating Jack for sainthood. He's like a teddy bear. I mean, why would you want to fight with him in the first place? It's like picking a fight with the Queen of England or something, or Taylor Swift. Like, why? Even if you don't like them, like brother, like someone's grandma, they're just a nice person. Like, let them be. Why do you want to dominate them for? I I don't understand that shit. It just seems like you're a bit unhinged. Okay. So you have an axe to grind, yet nobody understands what that is. What's your axe to grind? We don't get it. All right, whatever. So carry on, right? So then we get into this, and not long into his typing session, we're only about look at this 14:25. Bear in mind, about 7 minutes were killed with him just apologizing for his jackassery in the debate. So now we've actually begun the actual thing, right? And he's talking about being in school and people don't like him very much or having problems in school. So he's creating his little clan. Uh-huh. Cool. So group against group dynamics. Gee, that sounds beta. Then we're also talking about I want my guys to call me admiral and general and all these fancy fucking titles. Hmm. Pecking order, hierarchy, even among 10-year-old kids. All right, more beta shit. Let's carry on. Okay, cool. Make friends. Well, we can question the character in a lot of ways. Oh, climb up that social hierarchy. Nice. No loyalty to your friends. They got ostracized. You didn't give a shit. You were happy to be king of a new mountain. Oh, I don't even know if I do the same thing now. So I might not have even changed. Wow. So already, here's my point, guys. You know what? I thought I was going to have to be longer on this video, but maybe not. So in a very short time, as I said, the first 7 minutes were chewed up just apologizing for being an asshole. The rest of the time, he is now highlighting his shitty FI, right? What is FI? Psychological distance between you and other humans, other people, understanding who you like and who you don't like, what matters to you, the people. You just displayed horrendous FI. If anything, you sounded almost like your FI polar right there. Or maybe FI ignoring. You don't give a shit, right? So very early on, you've really cemented a beta-like approach to stuff. And it takes a long while for you to really say anything that even remotely breaks that up. At no point ever really in the rest of the entire interview is anything really FI brought up. There's just no discussion of relationships, of their importance to you, how they factor in any way. Nada, zip. Okay, I'd probably have to dig really freaking hard through all this to find it. Then there is just an overwhelming abundance of conversation about using a lot of FE tactics and bravado and showmanship and all this all the time. We can see that in some of your other, like the debate, for example. This constant discussing of seeking clarity, clarity, clarity. I need clarity. I'm trying to find clarity. Clarity. I just kind of wonder. I mean, does an SEE even know to seek this much clarity? If they're so polar to it, it's like they're blind to it. I mean, do they even realize, hey, maybe I need to go seek more clarity? It almost seems like they should either A, be blind, they don't even realize that they don't know what they don't know. Jeez. B, they kind of see it, but they don't really care. They kind of like, go here, go there, it's just a lot of different things, whatever. I see different other ways in which I could shoot holes into your clarity arguments, whatever. Uh, so what are we doing? It seems more like TI suggestive. So it was very, very hard to walk away. I mean, to walk away from that typing session thinking of anything other than beta for starters, which is why just about most of the people talking about him said he was beta from the interview. There were a few people who nailed him as an SEE right from the get-go, and some of those people maybe had already seen other stuff from him. I know that Galenko had previously typed him. I think he's been typed by everybody, including Santa Claus, at this point, and several of them have typed him as like ESFP, SEE, whatever. Yet he keeps kind of like running around doing this stuff. And maybe those are right. As I said, Galenko, I know typed him as SEE. I don't really care that much because I just don't put that much faith in Galenko, to be honest. I guess he's the Russian savior. That's great. We have our English savior in Jack. He is our Churchill. So if Jack says something, I'm more partial to agree with it than Galenko. But anyway, chucking aside the whole SEE thing, whoever thought he wasn't from the start, during the interview, he came across beta as and some were looking at SLE because of a lot of SE stuff, whatever, those debates. DJ Gramble made his own video that made some good points on why he wouldn't be an SLE. Jack was obviously thinking SLE. Many of us were thinking EIE. And you know what? Even in the follow up, I'm still not totally convinced he's not on EIE. Now he could be an SEE. Apparently, I guess he is, and so many agree that he is. Other SEEs agreed. Amy Y said that he was. Again, it only made me like reconsider my type. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I am anymore. Freak of nature. I don't know what the fuck because I couldn't understand this guy. But I remain rather skeptical, to be honest, for an SE. I just still didn't understand his motives for coming on to this typing session. He's been typed before by Santa Claus and got SEE. He's still here going on about a bunch of things, clarity, trying to dominate, doing a lot of theatrics, a lot of FE shit all the time. I don't know why. If you see his demeanor from the typing session to the follow-up session, he looked like two different people. So he was definitely a challenge in typing. whether he is SEE or he is EIE or whatever, or as in my opinion, he could be SEE who just needs medication. I don't know. Uh, but that's just some of my thoughts. There was also discussion of like NE, like he's weak at N. I'm sorry, not NE, NI, and he gave the story about the car driving through the snow or whatever and the weather in the car, and his dad said, "Don't do that. You're gonna rip off something from the car." He did it anyway. Some say that's NI. I don't know if that's it. That didn't seem like NI to me at all. That just seemed like you're just a dumbass. Like you don't understand how this works, and you won't take advice from people. I don't know if being SC just means that you're never going to listen to anybody and just do whatever the hell you want to do at all times, even when it's obvious you're just going to run straight into a brick wall. Maybe, uh, I guess. I don't know. To me, it just seems stupid. Again, SE is knowing also how to pick your battles. What is profitable? What is advantageous for you? Is it advantageous to sometimes just fucking listen to someone's good advice who might know more than you do about something? Do so. How is it profitable to you to ignore good advice and then, just shoot yourself in the foot? Uh, so, at the very least, this was kind of an exciting typing session. It brought out the infamous Endlesskurtis. It gave us all this to talk about. So I guess there's at least kudos to that. And I know that Curtis definitely enjoys the limelight and the talking and the chatter. So based on that, he probably feels like it's a win already. Uh, Whatever. Either way, I'm curious to hear some other thoughts, some feedback as always. I wanted to just, I guess, put some of my thoughts out there. Uh, See if I can inspire some people, put their thoughts out there, and we just put our heads together and see what we think about all this. All right. So as always, like, subscribe, leave your comments. Um, yeah, and just let me know what you think.